Hello everybody and welcome back to Blocker's bonus stage for more Yugioh Capsule Monster Coliseum. Today's opponent, the lovely Mai Valentine. Here we go. Let's get started.
So you finally came, Yugi.
Mai, just to let you know, I don't think you can put perfume on your pieces to help you, like you did at Duelist Kingdom.
Very funny, Yugi, but you should know by now that I don't need to use tricky tactics to win. I've been studying this new game just so that I can defeat you. Let's duel, Yugi!
Fine, I accept your challenge.
You know, that opening match dialogue was always weird to me because it's kind of hostile. Like, you know, Yugi... I mean, Mai really is Yugi's friend. I mean, you know, they're friends in the anime because, you know, she saved his and Joey's backside a lot. But he treats her like early Duelist Kingdom selfish Mai when she was kind of, you know, back when she was a really mean character in the beginning of the series. So maybe the script for this game was written during Season 1. I don't know, that's weird. Well, anyway, Mai plays nothing but wind and fire monsters. Add in some earth, wind, and fire, and you'll have a band name. Okay, that's a dumb joke. Seriously, I know. But, you know, bring wood and water to this duel. And maybe bring wind if you have wind. You know, because this stage generally does benefit wind. What I'm doing is I'm going to bring my Larva Moth because he's just a little experience short of being where I need him. Because you're going to see something really cool in this duel. Trust me, I think you're all going to really like it. This is what I've been hinting to for a few parts now, and I'm really excited to get to show this part. But yeah, also, if you have light, dark, thunder, or earth as your type, bring some of them out. I don't. So I'm bringing out wood and water. So some interesting facts about Mai's deck. She plays 2 Harpy Ladies. You know, almost all of her monsters are unique to her. You know, none of them can actually be found being used by other opponents. None of her monsters are actually used by other opponents. And 3 of the monsters she uses, I guess technically 2 because she uses 2 duplicates. She uses 2 Harpy Ladies, and this is the only stage in the game where you can get Harpy Lady. And she's also the only player to use Jigen Bakudan, which is actually Pegasus's monster in the anime. So, I'm going to be as transparent as possible. And I've hinted at this before, but I'm just going to say it. Mai Valentine is my favorite character. There, I said it. When I was growing up, I had a huge crush on this character. I don't know why, I always just did, so...
No mercy, Yugi.
Yeah, I always did. I love Mai Valentine. I can't help it. And, you know, she was actually my very first ever anime crush, and my very first ever animated fictional game crush, or fictional animation crush.
Tear down your defenses.
As a kid and still an adult, I still have some feelings for her, you know. So, but hey, I feel so bad admitting this. I shouldn't say this. I should cut this out, but, you know, I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. Yeah. If I had a waifu, you know, if I knew what waifu was at the time, Mai Valentine would be my waifu. So, yep. If I had to pick a waifu, it'd be Mai Valentine. And there's a lot of other things. You see, about 12 or 14 years ago, since I was such a huge Yu-Gi-Oh fan, I just discovered Twitter. And I made my first Twitter account. And one of the first things I started doing was started to message, you know, fan letters to a lot of the old 4Kids staff. And, you know, none of them actually replied to my messages. Which, you know, I'm not throwing shade on anybody. Trust me, I know they're busy people with, you know, they probably get hundreds of messages a day. So I'm not complaining about that. But Megan Hollingshead, Mai's original voice actress, actually did message me back. So we actually had a in-depth conversation. Well, 3 messages. But hey, that's 3 more messages than anyone else has ever sent me back. Seriously, in my entire time on being on social media... Oh, by the way, right here, the wind is picking up. That is going to be very beneficial to her monsters. And since you can't see wind, it has to tell you that. That's the only time that message box comes up for any duel, by the way. But, yeah, she actually messaged me back twice. Or, we had 3 times she messaged me back. And because of that, I'm actually sort of considering a career in voice acting. I know I'm probably going to get made fun of for that because that job's being replaced by AI, which sucks. And judging by the sound of my voice, I don't have the voice for it because my natural speaking voice is really terrible. You know, I know it. You don't have to remind me. I know it, but hey. So one thing you'll notice is that each character has 3 distinct poses. A neutral pose, an angry pose for when they're losing, and then a happy pose for when everything's going right. Or when they're winning. Okay, right here, I'm going to get my Larva Moth up to level 4. Destroying this will do it. And then in my next turn, I'm finally going to get to show you Evolution. This is what I've been waiting for this entire duel. Perfect. Level 3, that's exactly where I want them to be. So they have...
That was your first, but it will definitely not be your last.
Ooh, tough. But things will only get tougher for you.
Right. Anyway. Yeah, every duelist has 3 expressions. You know, neutral, happy when they're winning, and angry when they're losing. You never actually see Mai's angry face.
Don't think I'll forget this.
She actually has a unique expression, or a unique dialogue avatar for when you destroy her symbol. That's the only time that ever comes up. And the one you just saw, that's not it. It's actually unique, and yeah. I'm going to show that in a bonus part. I'm going to show the unique dialogue for destroying everyone's symbol. Yeah, the evolution is definitely like Pokemon, in a way. So they definitely stole that.
I guess tonight is ladies' night.
Yeah, they definitely stole that from Pokemon, but hey. But yeah, this is actually the first stage I got kind of scared of beating. This is actually the first roadblock on my original playthrough, because my first symbol was water. And just the fact that she played wind, which beat water, because she's the first wind duelist in the game, and the fact she plays wind kind of put me off, because I figured
I'm ahead. I'll finish this duel quickly.
I'd be at such a huge disadvantage that I wouldn't have a chance in beating her, because you know, I was a dumb kid who just assumed that type advantage was enough to decide a game. Obviously, I know that's not true now, but as a kid, I just kind of assumed it. Also, funnily enough, one of her monsters is Flame Manipulator. Now, why is Flame Manipulator special? Because it's a fusion material for Flame Swordsman. Flame Swordsman is a monster Joey uses, and in the show, it's never actually fused. It's treated like a normal monster. And she uses Flame Manipulator, which, I know this is a stretch, but might be hints at Mai and Joey shipping. The most popular ship in this show, unfortunately. I don't think it's accurate, but you know why. Yeah, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I'm upfront. I'm just going to be upfront about it, because, I mean, hey, it's just something about me.
If that's all the damage you can deal, then my monster will not fall.
And she's voiced by the wonderful Megan Hollingshead. She's my all-time favorite voice actress. Megan was also the original Nurse Joy, and she voiced a lot of my other favorite characters. She did Rangiku from Bleach, and honestly, Rangiku's the only thing I remember from that show. I saw Rangiku, and poof, that was enough for me to watch it. Because the character of Rangiku was pretty appealing to look at. I also remember her in Ergo Proxy. Ergo, ERGROPROXY. Okay, here it is. This is what I've been waiting for. I'm going to level him up into Great Moth.
Now is the time for evolution. Show your hidden strength.
He is now Great Moth. Now this thing is a meme in the series, but let me tell you, this thing is an absolute brick wall. Now, how evolution works, you're going to have to use a guide for it, because you're not told anything about what monsters can evolve into what.
Don't think I'll forget this.
But, the best part about evolving compared to fusing is you don't lose a monster. You gain a more powerful monster of the monster you evolve, and then the monster, the only weakness to fusing, or to evolving, the only weakness to evolving is that your evolved monster actually has no experience points, so it's a little weak right out of the gate, but that's tangible, honestly. Now, of course, there's like 30 monsters that can evolve. Since there's 30 monsters that can evolve, I can't cover them all in one duel, or in one video. So if you're playing a guide while watching this, I recommend looking at what monsters can be evolved, and seeing if you've leveled any of those up. Or see if you have any of those in your deck that have a high enough level. Because, I can't go over them all, unfortunately. I'm sorry. But at the end, I'm going to do a full bonus guide on all the evolutions and the ideal stages to fuse them, or to evolve them. But yeah, this Great Moth, he is an absolute unit.
I hope you love surprises, because I prepared a great one just for you.
I'm going to use him a ton. He's a tank. He can take out monsters. And with the maximum effect damage I talked about earlier, and you'll be seeing later in this duel. Dang it, I didn't mean to skip that part. But
That was a lot of damage, but it survived.
once I level him up, he can one-shot pretty much any target. And I'm going to lose my root water here, unfortunately. Sorry, root water. But you had a good run, buddy. It sucks losing a monster you put a lot of work into. But yeah, this thing can one-shot pretty much any monster once you level him up. And his defense will be so high that they can only do... that any attack will do barely 10 to 20 damage. And he has about 250 health, so that's going to be about, like, 20 attacks it'll take to destroy him. 10 to 13 attacks, so, yeah. You see why I've been leveling this guy up all this time. You know, now I have Needleworm with Wood's protection. Look at this. One shot. This thing is unstoppable. Even now, I mean, sure, he has...
Yugi's in the lead.
Now, sure, he has the advantage over Harpy Lady, because Harpy Lady is wind, and wood beats wind. But look, even my Needleworm, see, he's got... That Needleworm, I got him from the beginning of the game, and he's already overpowered with his special ability of, you know, negating it one attack per duel. And look, Cockroach Knight taking out Harpy Lady. See, or taking out that dragon. This is what the effect strength does. Look how easily I'm taking out these wind monsters. This is why I tell you, level up that effect strength. But yeah, Ergo Proxy is a good series. Think of it like... Megan Hollingshead is the lead in Ergo Proxy. And it's actually one of the few roles where she's a main character in a series. So it's unique in that way. That's kind of the main reason I watched it. But think of it like Ghost in the Shell, but with the philosophy talk and, you know, moral commentary monologues of Death Note. But yeah, this is the first stage I truly ever got stuck on. It was the biggest block to me ever beating this game as a kid. And my biggest mistake was strictly adhering to the counterbalance strategy. And selling all my earlier monsters. Like, when I was... Like, my mistake... I sold all my early stage monsters. And I blindly bought the new monsters.
This will finish you.
Without paying any attention to their movement patterns or stats or anything. I just bought new monsters and sold all the old ones. And that is the absolute...
Yes, it was. Even though I lost, I don't regret anything.
Yeah, that dialogue's weird. It's like it cut off for a second. She's responding to something that was never actually said. This game has a lot of weird dialogue moments. But yeah, that was the biggest mistake ever.
Yugi, there are two ways of losing. One way is to lose everything. The other way is to lose a battle in order to win the war. I'm going to learn from this loss so that I can become stronger. And I will beat you in the future. And I will achieve my dream in the end.
I fought with all my strength, and I know you did the same. This was an excellent match.
Yeah, about selling your old creatures, please don't do that. You'll ruin your chances of ever beating this game if you do that. So yeah. Tick or Harpy Lady, I guess. Ooh, I can level up my symbol. Put it all into effect strength, because you saw how easily I defeated those monsters. Keep doing that, and you'll take out any monster. I'm just going to take a Harpy Lady. And Wicked Dragon with the Airsat's head, since it has good movement. And Harpy Lady because it's exclusive to this duel. Tune in next time when we take on Kaiba's annoying little brother, Mokuba. See you there, folks. Have a good one.